Hey, it's Aaron the Ho from mobilereviews-eh, and today we're going to do a review of a case called the Lucent by CaseCo. Now, CaseCo is a fairly unknown case manufacturer, and they reached out to us and sent us a big box of stuff that had a Bluetooth beanie or toque, or a blue toque, according to them, a power accessory, a bunch of iPhone cases, as well as a car mount. We've been using their stuff quite a bit for the last couple months, and we're pretty impressed with them so far. With the Lucent, we really like the slimness of the iPhone case, and the accessibility of your iPhone inside the case is top-notch. One of the most unique things about CaseCo products, or the iPhone cases, or the ones that we've actually seen, has to do with the sound of your iPhone inside the case. The Lucent's back is clear, and based on CaseCo's design, is going to stay scratch-free longer than other cases with clear backs. There's a couple of things that bring the Lucent down, and that is the lack of official protection that it provides your iPhone, as well as there's certain aspects of the build quality that are a little lacking. Based on our time with the case, we gave it a score of 4.1 A's out of 5. This is an above average iPhone case in our opinion, and for 25 bucks, it's quite a steal. Lucent is as good as a Spigen Tough Armor in our opinion, but not as good as an Incipio Octane or a Griffin Survivor Core. If you'd rather read the rest of this review, check out our review table, and if you're trying to figure out which iPhone case to get, check out our comparison tool.
Real usage, real reviews. mobilereviews-eh.ca.
Now, Mobile Reviews-eh, we base our reviews on actual usage, so we just don't take it out of the box, read some of the marketing fluff, and then create a video saying that this product is awesome. No, we don't do that. That's not a good review. We actually take the time, and then I think the most important thing we do is compare it against other cases, and I don't know if you can hear that. That's the iPhone moving around in this case. In terms of the design, the Lucent is one of the thinner iPhone cases that we've reviewed. When you're looking at the case, it does seem a little bit bigger than other iPhone cases, only because the corners do jut out quite a bit, but you don't really feel that extra bulk because you're not holding the iPhone usually around those corners. Now, CaseCo has done a pretty awesome job for the design. The general shape of the case makes it really easy to handle, and the materials provide enough texture to ensure good grip. We did have a small issue with the rigidity of the edges of the cases, but we feel that's more of a dust protection issue. We also did note that the iPhone doesn't quite fit completely snug inside the case. There is a tiny, tiny bit of movement. And I'm talking like a minuscule amount. So if you're not trying to play the little beanie thing music instrument, you're probably not going to notice that gap, but now that I know, I can't stop doing this. The Lucent is one of the few cases that has a clear back, but unlike other cases with clear backs, such as the Griffin Survivor Core, it doesn't scratch as easily because of CaseCo's design. The edges of the case actually extend past the back of the case, so it keeps the clear back off of a flat surface. It's not official, there isn't any drop protection. They don't say you can drop it from a certain height. There are other cases like the Flux do say that you can drop it from a certain height. But based on what I've seen and based on how I've used it, I've dropped it a couple of times. There is no reason why you could accidentally drop this from a height of about 3-4 feet and your iPhone would be completely fine in it. If you're looking for a clear back case and you're not terribly clumsy with your devices, this would be a decent iPhone case to get. I did talk about the dust protection, and the edges of the case do have a bit of give on it, which I'm not a big fan of. The functionality of the iPhone inside the Lucent is the best part of the case, and I would consider it generally cut above the best iPhone cases right now. The standout feature on this case is the sound enhancer, and it actually works kind of. Companies usually tend to focus on the small inconsequential things like the naming of their special plastic that they use in their products, but CaseCo and their sound enhancer is definitely not inconsequential. From our tests, we did notice a difference in the loudness of the iPhone inside the Lucent and not inside the Lucent. Keeping the iPhone a distance of about 6 inches from my face, well, 6 inches from our sound test app, we determined that the sound coming from the iPhone inside the Lucent would be a difference between having a normal conversation and having someone singing loudly about iPhone cases. That was an awful song. But that difference is pretty significant. I do have to add a caveat to it, is that from what I can tell, the sound is pretty directional, right? So the sound coming out of the iPhone is heading towards you, the viewer. But if I was to turn it around, you wouldn't actually hear the loudness because the sound would be directed towards me. So that's just kind of an asterisk right beside the sound enhancer. The edges of the case are textured enough that once the case is in your hand, it doesn't feel like the iPhone's going to easily slip out of your hand, but it's not rubbery enough that it won't easily slide into your pockets. Accessing the buttons in your iPhone is very, very decent. It will take larger than average lightning cables as well as headphone jacks. All in all, we are pretty pleased with Lucent. We did give it a 4.1 A's out of 5. That slight movements, again, I just noticed it after using this case for a while. So unless you're as picky as me, but I guess now that you know, maybe you don't want to get the case, I don't know. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I do encourage you to click subscribe, 2 to 3 videos a week, and we do a whole slew of different things to iPhones and iOS devices. Find us on Google+, Twitter, as well as Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. One of the things I do want to bring up is the fact that I actually already filmed this review video once already, but I did notice that the case did make some noise, so I had to go back and tweak my score and rewrite some of the script. Again, real usage, real reviews. Should have just stayed with the first one, but then you guys might have gotten this case and realized, error in the case, the phone moves inside the case, and why didn't you find that out in your review?